down there in Florida.
Nobody.
I was trying to.
Had a great time.
Hey everyone, welcome to The Real Story with Nathaniel. Our guest tonight is
Chris Carbone is Hemwick.
That was fun.
How about that intro?
That was
Was
fun.
that a good intro?
Love that.
All right.
Different
That's
from our
awesome.
normal.
DJ's
Welcome to the
crashing
show,
here, and I
everybody.
was like, all right, here we go.
That was
right
all
into
AI.
it.
We have to mention that because if you're using AI, you should tell people. Welcome to the show, everybody. Tonight's guest is Chris Carbone. Chris is
Whoa.
a musician, an artist, a writer. What else do you do, Chris? I mean, you're in the creative space doing whatever is out there. I mean, we've talked a bit.
Yeah, I will normally just say I'm an artist just to cover the full spectrum of it. Instead
Right
of just
on.
narrowing it down to I just make music and I do, because it's everything. I try to
Yeah,
do a
and
little bit of everything.
Yeah, I didn't want to pigeonhole you, but I wanted to let people just at least know, like, hey, these are the big ones. We're going to cover a lot of projects. If you're here to see Chris specifically, I have it all written down. Chris has given me a lot of pre-interview stuff to dig in on. So hopefully I get some questions you've never been asked before. We also have a chat. If you have questions in chat, please throw them in. Please, any comments you have. We love hearing them. I'm sure Chris would like to see your support out there. Anything you have going on, let us know. As people filter in, we're just going to start at the beginning. I would like to know, Chris, if I asked your classmates in high school about who you were then, what would they tell me?
Quiet. I was kind of just that quiet metalhead kid in the corner and just wanted to be left alone. And I had a small circle of friends, but they were mostly outside of my school. And we bonded.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I was. Like, I didn't really get along with a lot of my classmates and all that. It was kind of weird. But it was like the few here and there. We had good times. We bonded over our shared love of music, comics, movies, and stuff like that. But like meeting kids going to like the local punk shows. We had a big music scene in Beaver County. And that was a big thing. Like pay $5, you see like 10, 15 bands on a weekend. So that's where I made a lot more of my friends is going to these local punk shows. And the fun thing to me was how all these bands were just other kids from high schools from all around. And they were starting these incredible bands.
Hey, I mean, I was in that scene in the late 80s, south of Pittsburgh. So let's say an hour south. If I mention any of the towns there, nobody will know any of them, including people who grew up there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the local bands were like all the kids, and that's how like we got together. That's how we made friends in other school districts. It was community building. It wasn't just going to see a show. You were hoping to meet some people that had other cool stuff or had a great tape you could copy. I remember the whole tape trade scene. Like, if you heard this one, I'll get it for you. I'll have it next week. So then you had to go to the next show at the same place. It was a thing. Like before the internet, that's how we met people.
And that's what was, and you were saying that's what was great. Like we did have the internet, but I wasn't using it at that time. So it was just word of mouth. And people who were coming to these shows were from Pittsburgh and other areas coming in to see these bands. And they're like, this is awesome. But nobody had CDs or tapes. It was just, here we are. We're playing a show. That's how you hear these bands. Go to the show. See them live. I think
you have to go.
Right? And I think there was, I know one for sure was Against All Odds. They had a CD out, like a 4 or 5 song demo. And Better Off Dead, they did, because they
sound familiar, yeah.
They played a lot. They were based in Pittsburgh, but most of the band was from Beaver County, like Monaca, Center Township. I'm trying to think who was Jordan Villela. That ring a bell?
No.
He was their drummer. He went on and did a bunch of bands. He owns a bike shop now in town. I'm trying to think the other guys. A couple of the guys were tied to Anti-Flag back in the day, like an Os Rodden, who were in Better Off Dead. I'm trying to think who else. But those were like the big bands to see back in the day.
So when did you pick up an instrument and what was it?
This is a funny story for you. I was 12 years old and I got a bass. I was hanging out with my buddy and it was in the corner. I said, "Hey, can I play around with that?" And I was playing around. I was like, "I'll buy this off you." He goes, "I don't want any money." I was like, I kind of felt weird. So I traded him a couple CDs for it.
There you go.
I get home and my parents are like, no, we're giving this back. You can't do that. But it was bass.
Is it because you got those CDs from like that 1 penny for 10 CD plays?
No, they were ones I bought with my like car wash. They were just mad because like you didn't pay him for the bass.
Hey, real quick question. As a fellow bassist,
yeah,
how long until after you got bass did it take you to get the amp? Because I just noticed every new bassist has a thing where they get the bass and then they're just dry playing for like 17 years before they scrape together some money for an amp.
I never had a bass amp. I just always ran them through a guitar amp.
And the theory holds.
Hey,
I think they sound better through a guitar amp. I mean, Cronus from Venom's on that. That's why I was like, it rocks.
Oh, Cronus.
That's awesome.
Venom was one of my first love metal bands. I fell in love with them like as soon as I can't remember. It was Black Funeral. I can't remember. I have a bass story. I too had a bass. It was an instrument that my brother gave me on the condition I learned how to play it. So I started taking bass lessons from this brilliant musician in Monongahela, Pennsylvania, Mr. Weaver. He was a jazz musician through the Pittsburgh jazz era. He knew his stuff. I took 2 lessons, came home after hanging out with my friends one evening. My brother traded my bass that he gave me. It was a beautiful hollow body Baldwin bass. Baldwin made basses for like 2 years. The piano company. He traded it for a case of beer. So I never learned how to play bass, but I never got an amp either.
Man, was he your older brother?
Yeah.
See, that's an older brother thing, man.
Yeah.
They always would re-gift what they gave you and then get rid of it.
He's like, I shouldn't have given that away. I could get beer for that. I got screwed. I lugged that thing for 2 miles up the highest hill in Allegheny County to take it to get lessons. I mean, it's a heavy instrument. So did you are you still primarily a bass player or are you multi-instrumentalist?
Yeah, it's definitely multi-instrument. Yeah, definitely multi, but the way I play guitar is almost like a bass, very rhythmic, almost single strings a lot of the time. Because in my hand, these bones in here and my fingers are like fused down here. So when I move them, they move together. Okay. So I can never do the stretches to form riffs and chords properly on guitar. So when I was learning instruments, it was very hard for me because then I got a guitar maybe a year later after the bass, and I couldn't form chords at all. Even during guitar lessons, it was like frustrating for me. Like, I can't do this. I physically can't do this. So I had to learn my own ways, make my own ways of playing. So that's where my sound came from.
That worked for Tony Iommi.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like, hey, I have to play it my way. Sorry. Not sorry. It's one of those stories. I remember hearing that as a kid, and like then as an adult, I had to check up. Is that really true? And how did it really happen? Like that, what I heard as a kid was real. Like, it's amazing. Like the detail that you were told when you were 8 was real. Nowadays, like you, a question with your fingers, can you play piano or keys at all? Does it stop you from that or?
With synthesizer, I can. Like a piano, I can't because you have to get the stretch. Well, like my synthesizers, yeah. But it really takes a lot of concentration. I really got to sit there and think, okay, this is what this needs to do. So
this is how I can do it.
Yeah. And when I am playing, I try not to think. I just try to let the music take me and flow with the music. So I try not to get too technical. But when I was learning, before I started making music under Hemwick, I was playing more synth-wavy type music that was more involved, more fast-paced, and it was like painful. Like my hands would be just sore at the end. Like, oh man, that really hurt to like stretch and play, but it was fun.
Hey, it's amazing what we do to ourselves for fun and for creativity, which I'm sure we're going to touch on a little bit here further in the discussion, as well as some of your equipment. But I wanted to talk to you And again, if you're in chat right now, feel free to throw in comments, questions. We'll get them on the screen. We will ask Chris as long as they're appropriate. Oh, there we go. Thank you, existent, non-existent. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think it's a powerful thing. Like you may have limitations, but you can still find a way to express yourself.
And that's the thing is, don't let anything hold you back. Don't let anybody hold you back, because having teachers tell me like, oh, you're not going to be able to play guitar. You're not going to be able to do this. Well, you shouldn't be telling people that. But it was also pushed me further to want to play and want to be more creative and break away from the normal sounds and this and that. But yeah, I did put it off for a long time though. I don't think I picked up, it might have been at least in my 30s I picked up guitar again.
I get that. Yeah. I think it's like when your life settles down enough that you can seriously consider something that you know is going to take time.
Yeah. And it was just, and I remembered a lot of stuff. I was like, oh wow, I actually remember how to try to play these chords and that. It was like riding a bike.
Muscle memory's a real thing. Yeah.
It really
your
is.
Muscles will know. You might be, what's a C chord? And your fingers just do it.
Yeah.
Like you're on it. It's a great, I'm like that with keyboards. Like I have an old keyboard, and every time I sit down with that keyboard, it's different, but my fingers can figure it out like real quick. And I'm like,
oh, that's awesome.
Can
you read music?
I can do bass reading. Like if I won't know that's the note, but if you tell me that note, I could follow the rest and I can interpret. I don't know if that's called reading or not, but I know what it's meant. That's awesome. I'm trying to find a way to liken it. It's just for my vocal lessons. I did a lot of in high school. I was in choir with an amazing teacher, Harriet Colbank, and she cared to teach us about music. About why we do it this way, about why you form words this way, about the diaphragm, all these things. She was the most amazing teacher in my high school. And to this day, students reach out to her kids and tell them to tell her thank you. It's just one of those things. Like fortunate to have that level of talent and compassion in my childhood. So
nice.
People who have that, it's amazing. I had a question to you about your well, we're going to get into your setup in a little bit, but one thing I found really fascinating about is you record on cassette.
Yeah, I did. Oh no, it all died. That small one I sent you in the picture, I use that to run samples off of now that we'll put on the cassettes. But I was recording on cassette for the longest time. Yeah, and then X died.
So how do you mix your music now? You say you get your samples on cassette and you put them what's this process?
Okay, we'll jump into that right now. That's good. Good.
Do you want us to show the photos now? Do we just skip to that? You want to do that?
Yeah, just show them now.
Let's do that. Let's throw the photos. Have a great one. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Be safe out there. Treat each other well.